The United States has accused Rwanda of breaking a U.S.-brokered peace agreement with the Democratic Republic of the Congo, warning it is pushing the region into war. The issue was the subject of an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council, called after Rwandan-backed M23 rebels advanced further in the mineral-rich Great Lakes region.
This is what a huge number of civilians are fleeing. M23 rebels taking over another East Congo town, killing hundreds in the process, according to regional officials.
There was a lot of gunfire. Many people died. Those of us who were able to escape fled here to Burundi.
The militia's rapid advance is compounding a humanitarian crisis and crushing any hope of peace in the region.
And the United States is profoundly concerned and incredibly disappointed with the renewed outbreak of violence in the eastern DRC.
M23 is the most prominent of more than 100 armed groups vying for power in the Congo's mineral-rich east, near the borders with Burundi and Rwanda. This week, the group took over the city of Uvira, Congolese government's last major foothold in the South Kivu province. The rebels' advance pushed the conflict to the doorstep of neighboring Burundi, which has also reported military activity in its territory.
So rather than a march towards peace, as we saw under President Trump's leadership in recent weeks, Rwanda is leading the region towards increased instability and war.
Waltz is referring to the peace deal signed by the Congolese and Rwandan leaders in Washington in early December. It raised hopes for an end to 3 decades of conflict, which has displaced more than 7 million people. The United Nations describes it as one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. In the past 10 days alone, another 200,000 people have been displaced.
We fled the fighting and left everything behind. Even the children are missing. All our neighbors were killed by bombs. All the houses are burned, and we arrived without clothes. This is how it is. Food is a problem. Toilets are a problem. Water is a problem.
As hopes for peace fade, Rwandan-backed rebels continue to advance, leaving the entire region at a risk of a broader conflict.
DW correspondent Sella Oneko joins us now from Nairobi. Sella, good to see you. The ink is barely dry on a peace agreement and now more fighting. Bring us up to date on what's going on.
Yes, I mean, what you've seen in those images is that the fighting around Uvira and the surrounding areas and the takeover by M23 has really left people there in a very difficult situation. So we're seeing, according to the UN, 200,000 people have had to flee their homes in the region. Many have crossed the border to Burundi. And we must remember that these are people who have been living in an area which has seen conflict for over 30 years. So many of these people have been displaced over and over again. And we also heard from aid agencies such as International Committee of the Red Cross that they have been trying to basically transfer people from hospitals, for example, in smaller hospitals in surrounding villages, to places like Uvira, to bigger hospitals to treat them, to treat wounds and to treat injuries. And they say that they fear that this could get more difficult now after the M23 takeover to coordinate.
The U.S., of course, brokered that deal between the DRC and Rwanda. Rwanda is now being accused of violating it. Where does that leave the truce?
That leaves the truce that was, or the peace deal that was facilitated by President Trump in a very difficult situation, of course. And that is possibly also a reason why the U.S. has now been so vocal on it. they were able to bring President Tshisekedi of Congo and President Paul Kagame of Rwanda to the table together. So that was quite an achievement there. But on the other hand, now both sides are trading accusations of who is to blame for the ongoing violence. So Congo is blaming Rwanda for backing the M23, and Rwanda is blaming Congo and also Burundi for what they say allegedly dropping bombs in areas close to the Rwandan border. So that leaves the peace deal in a very difficult position, and it also brings the conflict very close to Burundi, which could widen it up and makes Burundi very uncertain of what that could mean for its role in the region.
DW Sella Oneko in Nairobi, many thanks to you.